Good morning. So yeah, the focus is on necks and shoulders this morning. So I'm just going to repeat what I just said. And in fact, my oldest brother, who's quite successful in life, always says, if you don't tell somebody something 5 times, don't think that they actually heard it. So, and I'll tell you something, my yoga teacher, he repeated things hundreds of times before it actually sunk in. So our heads weigh between 12 and 15 pounds. No problem. So that's when they're sitting right between the center of your shoulders with your ear lined up over the center of your shoulder. As soon as you start to bend your head, say 15 degrees, now you've doubled the weight of the pressure on your cervical spine. There are 7 small vertebrae. And it gets into your trapezius muscles. And if any of you go for massages or to the chiropractor or somebody presses into your shoulders and you go, ouch, that's just tension and stress. But that doesn't bode well. And then, of course, if your head is like this, and we see everybody, that's what they do. Now, I'm training myself. If I'm going to look at this thing, either sit it in a stand or, hold it up. All right, you get to use your muscles too. So this week, and I'll say it again at the end of the class, you get a choice. I want you to pay attention to one of 2 things. Either imagine you have a string tied and pulling and holding your head up, or make sure your ears are mostly over the center of your shoulders. Of course, we're going to be looking down, but that's why our eyeballs move. All right, so I wanted to start, and I just want everyone to, now you don't have to, you can sit, and I didn't get myself a block yet, so if you're, grab a chair, okay, there's the blocks, back here, or a chair, because for some of you, if you think you might get dizzy, then having a chair would be a good idea. Or you can, and the other thing about a chair is that we spend a lot of time in our chairs. So I'm actually going to grab a chair. And chairs were only invented about 200 years ago, and of course, we love our chairs, but they could be the bane of our existence. So, one of the things you should check in when you're sitting on a chair is that your knees are not higher than your hips. And the reason I'm suggesting that you might want to sit in a chair, or if you're comfortable sitting on a floor, need to have your spine straight. So that's why, again, having a block or cushion under your butt. And you can do this standing if you feel like it as well. It's simply your choice. Sitting up straight isn't easy for everybody. I mean, if you need to have one leg folded out, or if you want to stand for this, that's fine too. So we're going to start with some neck rolls. So sitting up nice and tall, let's bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, push them back. And bring them forward. Inhale up. Exhale, push them back. And I want you to do this so slow that you feel the muscles you're using. And I want you to actually start to learn about your anatomy. So these are your pectoralis chest muscles. There's a major, there's a minor. So let's one more time. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. And now press them back. Press the shoulders back. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together, but are you feeling something through the front of your chest, your pectoralis? These puppies are mostly contracted because we're in a forward, hunching, grasping, typing, doing with our hands. All right, so again, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, push them back. Feel the stretch across the front of your chest. And then just relax your elbows towards your thighs. Have your hands on your lap. And inhale in place. So here's where we get to imagine there's a string pulling our heads up. And now exhale and lower your chin down towards the center of your chest. Inhaling here. Exhale. And then on an inhale, roll your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Bring your left hand up to the outside of your head. Release your right hand fingertips down to the floor and just do a little bit of pulling. Now make sure you're not collapsing in the front of your body. Keep your sternum lifted. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the head back to the center of your chest. Inhale, bring the head up. Exhale, lower the chin down. Inhaling in place. Exhale and bring the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Now isolating just the neck and the head, bring the right hand up to the outside, the left side of the head, and bring your left fingertips down onto the floor. Now you're stretching a couple of big muscles here. The sternocleidomastoid muscle goes from around your ear down to your collarbones, and then the trapezius, which is a large fan-shaped muscle that goes all the way from your skull to the edges of your shoulders and to your shoulder blades. One more breath in. Exhale, release your hands and bring them back onto your thighs and let your chin fall towards the center of your chest. And inhale, bring the head back up. Exhale, lower the chin down to the center of the chest. And I guess it goes without saying your eyes would be closed. And now inhale, and let's make circles with our nose, the direction that a clock would go. So clockwise, lifting it up to midnight. So the skull is tilting backwards. Exhale, come down the other side and bring your chin to the center of your chest. And again, slowly inhale, make a big circle with your nose. Up to midnight, exhale. Bringing it down to the center and holding here. And let's reverse the direction. Inhale, slowly drawing a big circle counterclockwise. Slowly coming down and around, synchronizing the length of your breath. And inhale, begin to ascend, making a circle up to the top of the circle. And exhale, slowly releasing all the way down. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, just releasing your shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. I want to remind you of your 1-2 breathing, which is inhaling and exhaling twice as long. So just inhale and count. If it's 2 or 3, then exhale twice as long out, which would be 4 or 6. And I'm asking you to do this because an enormous amount of tension and stress is coming from our thinking, our processing, our interpretations, our worry, our fears. And remember, fear can be an acronym for false evidence appearing real. If we are the kind of person who absorbs a lot of energy, be aware of who you spend your time with and what you listen to. Taking care of ourselves is number one. When we're calm, centered, grounded, we can handle a lot more in life. But if we're got a short fuse or one more nerve to go off, and that's when we feel weak, stressed. That weakens our immune system, and now we become susceptible to saying things we'd prefer we didn't say, eating things we know we shouldn't eat, or drinking, or whatever it is. Coping mechanisms. All right, keeping your eyes closed, rub your palms together vigorously, generating heat and warmth. And now cup your palms over your eyes, bathing them in this blue-black warmth. This is a technique for reducing eye fatigue for those of us who do spend a lot of time in front of a computer. And then wash your face, or reading. And then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist and turn to the left. Carefully observing what's going on in your shoulders, in your spine, the top of your back. Inhaling in place. Exhale, simply come back to the center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist and turn to the other side, observing, breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to the center. Okay, so place your blocks off to the side for now. Come on over. We're going to do a ragdoll roll down. So this is where just hang out in ragdoll for a moment, letting your arms hang, letting your head hang, letting the weight of your head, that 12 to 15 pounds, kind of stretch out your cervical vertebra. So this class is going to be about strengthening and flexibility. So inhale, slowly roll up. Keep your chin tucked into your chest and let your head be the last thing to come up. Now this is where some of you may wish to take a chair. If the sun is bothering anybody, of course, please feel free to move. I see you're all skewed over to this side. So this is where, and you can do this in a chair, of course, the ragdoll, but I guess I better move my chair. Just in case you have any issues with dizziness or anything, but I'm going to do one in a chair, and then I'm going to do the other one standing up. So inhaling in place, lengthening your spine, and then exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, begin to descend. Keep your knees soft. So this is great, either standing or sitting in a chair. And then just let your arms hang like a Raggedy Ann or Andy doll. You may even want to give your head a little bit of a shake, just gentle, so you know you're not holding. And then press the soles of your feet into the floor a lot, even if you're sitting, activating your thighs. And then slowly begin to roll up. You're stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Your arms will just hang, and your chin will stay tucked into your chest, and your head will be the last thing to come up. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears, press them back again, opening up the front of your chest. Center your ears over the center of your shoulders. And this is going to feel strange for a lot of us. If you live with somebody, check in with each other from time to time. So I'm going to do this ragdoll from standing. Inhale. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest and slowly releasing your spinal column, letting your arms hang, letting the crown of your head float down. Your knees are soft. You're resting your chest on your thighs. In fact, take hold of your elbows with opposite hands. And then it may feel good to straighten your legs just a little bit and enjoy the stretch on your lower back. The release of your shoulders, your neck. And then release your hands. Let's bend the right leg. Place your right hand on your left instep. Start to press your shoulders towards the left and then reach your left arm up. So feel that stretch through your right back of your shoulder. Exhale, float the arm down. And then bend your left knee. Place your left hand on your right instep. Begin to bring your bottom shoulder to the side, your top shoulder towards the back, and lift that right arm up. So now you can feel this in the back of your left shoulder, your lower shoulder, whatever your lower shoulder is. Feel the stretch. Exhale, float that arm down. And then let's come down onto our knees. So we're going to try extended puppy pose. Now, if you have knee issues, I do have extra cushions to place under your knees, but in extended puppy pose or melting heart pose, you keep your hips over your knees and you reach forward with your arms and you keep reaching forward and then release your forehead onto the mat. So you can feel this stretch through the upper back, backs and shoulders, your deltoid muscles. These are the rounded shoulders or the muscles at the top of your arm. Now for a little bit more of an intense stretch, you can try this or not. It's called knot pose. And basically, we're going to cross our arms below us, below your chin, and you're just placing your chin on top of your whichever arm is on top. So, crossing your arms, placing your chin, and you're crossing as much as you can. So be aware not to do too much, not to do too little. One of the problems with shoulder strength and mobility is either doing too much or not doing enough. So in yoga, it's about the middle way. Gently come up and roll your shoulders, and we'll just try this on the opposite side, rolling the shoulders. And If you can figure it out, remember, try to do the opposite side now. So you're literally crossing your own arms over. Okay? And bringing your chin down onto your arms, keeping your bum up in the air. And that will do. Come on onto all fours. Take your knees wide apart. Flatten the tops of your feet. Take your buttocks back towards your heels. Reach your arms forward. And again, if you need extra height to get your forehead on the floor, or maybe you've just done enough with your shoulders for a moment, then just allow your forehead to rest on your forearms, or if you wish, your forehead on the mat, and you're reaching your arms forward. Again, this gets into a lot of your back muscles, especially upper back, middle back, those latissimus dorsi that we were working on. Obviously, your shoulder muscles, big time. And inhale, come up. And then thread the needle, of course, is one of the most beautiful and shoulder stretches. So take your left arm, so your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and you're going to sweep the left arm up, reaching up, stretching up, looking up. So this stretches your pecs. This is all about your shoulders. And then bring that arm under as far as you can and release your shoulder and the side of your face onto the mat, and then tippy-toe the fingers of your right arm and hand straight out in front. Bring the arm that's in front over to the side to meet the other arm, and then inhale that arm up, straight up. Exhale, lower it down, and then bring that top arm by the side of your head and press up. Coming back to neutral. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, reaching up, stretching up, looking up. And exhale, slowly lower it. Moving slowly helps you feel what you're doing. It also doesn't surprise the body with any sharp, fast movements. You're lowering the side of your face and your shoulder towards the ground, and then tippy-toe the fingers of your top left arm out in front. Feel the muscles that are being stretched now on the right side of your upper body. And we're also getting into latissimus dorsi, the largest muscle on the back. We talked about it past couple of weeks. A little bit into your external obliques, which we require for twisting. Bring the arm in front, gently over to the side. This may be enough for you. Take your time. Try to make sure that you're not harming yourself as you lift your left arm up, because I know some of you out there have had shoulder injuries, surgery. And lower that arm down, and then bring that hand to press yourselves up. Curl your toes under and roll back onto the soles of your feet. Knees are bent. Let your head hang. Slowly rolling up from Raggedy Ann to Tadasana, mountain pose. Wow, is that sun bright? Whoa. Okay, let's roll the shoulders up and take the arms behind the back. Now this is something I frequently do. Bring your shoulder blades together, and of course we do it a lot in this class. Take your feet wide apart. Bend your knees. Inhale, lifting your hearts up. Exhale, come forward. Lifting your arms up whatever amount you can. Always practicing with awareness, respect, and compassion. Relax your neck. Release your arms. And slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. Your chin stays tucked into your chest. Your head is the last thing to come up. Okay. How are we doing for temperature? We okay? Okay. All right, come on up to the fronts of your mats. Oh, by the way, I brought my little bottle of oil of oregano today, just in case some of you had never seen how tiny and how potent this stuff is. Laying in bed last night, getting a little sniffles. I took this morning. It rocks, okay? But it's intense. It's, you know, a little bit of juice, unless you're really tough. Okay, coming up to the fronts of your mats for sun salutations. Inhaling in place, exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart, arms up, reach up, look up, and arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together, lift up out of your waist, hinge from your hips, reach forward as you fold, fingertips to the floor. Please let your heads hang. Step your left leg back, drop your knee to the mat, bring your hands onto that right front thigh. Focus your gaze, keep your shoulders right over your hips, keep your ears right over the center of your shoulders. Lift that back knee off the floor and press through your back heel. Inhale, sweep the arms up, keep your shoulders down. Feel your shoulders engaging today. Notice how much work they do. Turn your hands forward, spread your fingers apart, bring your hands to the floor, and step that right leg back. So this is where we get into strengthening the shoulders. Pretty obvious, but we've been working, as I said, through flexibility and strength. So we're going to mix those two. Now, if you feel you can't hold this position, you're going to bring your knees to the floor. Notice what your lower back is doing. If it feels like it's working too hard, that means your abs are probably just hanging out. So engage your core, your abdominal muscles. Let's release the knees to the floor, flatten the tops of the feet now. Leave your hands where they are and take your buttocks way back. Another chance here after strengthening the shoulders is to stretch those muscles. So taking your bum back as far as you can, stretching. And now, if you can, release your forearms and elbows onto the mat. So now you're going to feel stretching through your deltoid muscles, the top of your shoulders, and then stay nice and low. And when you can, release your chest and your chin onto your mats. Slide everything out behind you. Align your fingertips with the edges of your shoulders. Place your forehead on the mat. Bring your elbows into your side body and press your forearms down to the floor. Press your hips and pelvis into the mat. Flatten the tops of your feet so your toes are pointing backwards. Roll an invisible alley with your nose to lengthen your neck. And then without using your hands, lift your body off the floor. So just your head, neck, shoulders, chest. As much as you're able, strengthening the muscles in the lower back. And back bends are nourishing, of course, to your kidneys and your adrenals. Your adrenals are your stress glands. They get lots of exercise, not the right kind, usually. One more inhale up. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. And then bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs. Press your chest towards your knees. Press all 10 fingers into the mat. Align your ears with your inner arms. And then press your buttocks, your sits bones towards the back wall, and press your heels towards the mat. So once again, shining the spotlight on your shoulders, notice all your muscles in your shoulders and your upper arms are now engaging. I know some people who really struggle to keep their shoulders in the right place, and it actually, the pain doesn't just exist in their shoulders, neck, it also radiates down their arms. So if you're having any pain in your arms, you may have found the culprit, not having shoulders in the right position. Lifting your left leg up in the air, look at your left hand, swing that foot as far forward as you can. Other leg forward. Let your heads hang and let your arms hang. Engage your thigh muscles by lifting up on your kneecaps. Pull your bellies in to protect your lower back. Bring your arms right beside your ears. Sweep the arms in front. Inhale, coming up. Feet apart for balance. Reach up, look up, and arc back. Inhale, bring the feet back together. Lift up out of your waist. Fold from your hips, reaching forward. Head hangs, arms hang. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Hands together in prayer. Pressing your palms together again. Notice the muscles used in your back as you draw your hands to the center of your chest. Second round. Inhaling in place. Exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart, arms up, reach up, look up, and arc back. Inhale, feet come together, lift up out of your waist, hinge from your hips, reach forward, stretching. Fingertips to the floor, bending your knees, of course, if you need to. And now step your right leg back and bring your hands onto your opposite thigh. Shoulders directly over hips and shoulders down. Lift your back knee off the floor, press through your heel. Inhale, sweep the arms up. So Ellie, try and bring your shoulders back towards your hips. Instead of this being forward, yeah. Reaching through your fingertips, focusing your gaze, feel your heel pressing back. Turn your hands forward, bring them to the floor. Take your other foot back, strengthening, pull your bellies in towards your spine. Reaching through the crown of your heads, pressing all 10 fingers into the mat. Feel yourself becoming stronger. Release your knees, flatten the tops of your feet, leave your hands where they are, and then slowly take your buttocks back to stretch out your shoulders, upper back muscles, arms, biceps, triceps, Feel that stretch all the way through the entire shoulder joint. And now release your elbows and forearms onto the floor. Stay nice and low. It took me a while to improve on this posture, so it's going to take all of us time. This is pretty unnatural, given all the things that we do that do not support the natural curves of the spine. And slide everything back. Align your fingertips with the edges of your shoulders. Your toes are pointing backwards, your elbows are into your side body, and you're pressing the forearms down towards the floor. Press your hips and pelvis into your mats. Roll the invisible alley with your nose. On an inhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders, and chest off the floor, coming into baby cobra. And then if you wish, press the floor away from you or stay in your baby cobra. You can spread your feet a little wider apart. Keep the shoulders down, eyes rolling up towards Ajna Chakra. Obviously, cobra also strengthens your shoulders, arms. One more inhale, up. Exhale, lengthen and lower all the way down. Curl your toes under. Come on up onto your knees and then lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Press your bellies onto your thighs. Press your chest towards your knees. Press all 10 fingers into the mat a lot so you have a space under the palm of your hand. And then press your sits bones towards the back wall before you even begin to straighten your legs. Press the sits bones back. So you're lengthening your spine, and now press your heels towards the floor, stretching through the back of your knees, your calves, your Achilles tendons. Breathing. Lift that right leg up in the air, look at your right hand, swing that foot as far forward as you can, other leg forward, let your heads hang, let your arms hang. You can feel your muscles. Now you're really focusing on your shoulders. They do a lot of work. Okay, pull your kneecaps up, engage your thighs, pull your bellies in to protect your lower back. Arms beside your ears, sweep the arms in front, reaching up, feet apart for balance, look up, reach up, arc back. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, reaching forward. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, bring your hands together into prayer. Exhale. Keeping some tension in your shoulders as you bring your hands to your chest. Release your arms flat out and relaxing. Flat out. So there are 4 natural curves in the spine and in the back of the neck, and this is why bending the head forward all the time does not observe the concavity, the concave that goes inwards in your neck. This needs to be respected, observed, and unfortunately, we see in a lot of people a terrible hunching or lordosis of the thoracic, which is just below the cervical. So there are 12 thoracic vertebrae. And once those muscles are shortened, sometimes it's just impossible to stretch them out and strengthen them. Plus, the vertebrae become deformed. Breathing, letting go. Okay, in the laying down position, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees splay out in supine Baddha Konasana. And then I want you to take your arms into cactus arms. So it's kind of like a football goalpost arms, cactus arms. So your elbows, you can look to the side and see that your elbows are at, as much as possible, at the height of your shoulders. That may not be possible for you. Just do what you can with your fingertips pointing up and your palms facing up. On an inhale, can you stretch the arms into the victory V position? Now please go slowly, observing how the shoulders are feeling. One side may be tighter than the other. Exhale, draw the arms back to cactus. So cactus does require a lot of muscles that don't normally get used. Inhale slowly into victory. Exhale, bring them back to cactus. And now release the arms, take them both out to the side, shoulder height. Bring the knees back together and lift the feet off the floor with the knees bent. Inhale in place. Take both knees over to the left, and please turn your head to the right. Try to keep that right shoulder on the mat. Head to right, right shoulder stays on the mat. So therefore your knees, which are together, your feet are together, they may not be touching the floor. Slowly inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take both knees over to the right, head to the left, keeping your left shoulder on the mat. Inhale, back to center. One more time, take your knees to the left, head to the right. Right shoulder stays on the mat as much as possible. Knees, feet, thighs stay together. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, both knees to the right, head to the left, and just observe what's going on in the back and the top of your left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Bring your hands underneath the backs of your knees and rock up to a seated position. Come on over onto your knees again. And remember, you can always, create extra cushioning by folding your mat over if you need to. So we're going to do gate pose. Take your right leg out to the side. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, let's bend to the right. Bringing that right arm and lifting with the left arm, stretching your external obliques, which we need for twisting. But this is also stretching the shoulders to prepare for more strengthening of the shoulders. Inhale, reach that arm up. Exhale, lower the left hand to the floor. lift that right leg up and then reach the other arm up and over, stretching and back down. And let's change to the other side. Inhale. You're going to wear sunglasses next week? It's really bright. No complaints, all right? Exhale. Bringing left arm down to the outside of the left leg, reaching up and over. Really stretch through those fingers as much as you can. Inhale, up. Exhale. Bring the hand to the floor. Lift the long, straight leg up, reaching up and over. And coming back down. Curl the toes under. Let your heads hang. Slowly roll up. Head is the last thing to come up. Okay. We're going to take the left arm across the body and just hold it and turn towards the opposite side of which way your arm is going. I'm trying to do the mirror image, but my brain is like, I used to struggle just to know which was my left and right arm. Okay, so you've got your left arm out, across the body, and looking in the opposite direction. Unlock that arm. Take the straight arm up and over behind. Press down on the elbow. Try to keep your head from being pushed down. The idea now, remember, is to keep one of two things. Well, both would be ideal. That your ears over the center of your shoulder and that there's a string pulling your head up. So now we're stretching the tricep, but we're mobilizing. And release that top arm that was pushing the elbow down and see if you are able. One side's usually easier than the other. Now this is where we could use a strap if we like. Pressing the head back, so don't poke your head forward. And releasing your arms and give a good shake out. Okay, let's take the right arm across the body. You can lock it at the elbow. So again, you're stretching through the deltoid and a myriad of muscles, and then turn your head in the opposite direction. Now I'm just having a curious question in my own mind here. If I were standing outside, I don't think the sun would feel this hot on my face. So why does it feel this hot when it's coming through glass? Is that a dumb question? I don't know. But thank you for being out today, sun. We love you. I know we're not going to see as much of you for a few months. Excellent. And release the arms. Okay. Options here. We're coming. Oh, actually, let's do eagle pose first while we're standing up. So, if you want, you can just do the arms, because I know this is such a tricky pose, but it's such a great pose. So, take your arms out to the side. You're going to sweep your, I'm not going to do the mirror here, so just listen to what I'm saying. It's too difficult. I'm going to sweep my right arm under my left. So sweep your right arm under your left. Can you take hold of your shoulder blades or as close as much as you can? And the idea is to get your elbows so lined up, almost lined up, that you can release them. Now, this may be it. This may be all you're going to do. Don't do too much here. Or if you can bring your hands, fingers inside the palm, fine. If not, just keep your hands, your one hand fingers on the back of the palm, whatever you can do here. So clearly an intense stretch for your shoulders, your upper back. Okay, so with your right arm under your left, if you want to try the full eagle Garudasana pose, excellent for all the joints in the body. With the right arm under, you're going to take the right leg on top. So you're going to balance on your left. With the right arm under, the right leg's going to come on top. And for balance poses, you take your time. So right now, you're shifting all of your weight, most of your weight onto your left leg, and you need to bend the knees a lot. You need to sit down a lot and then lift the right leg up and over the left. And release. Take the arms out to the side and sweep the left arm under the right, reaching around, giving yourself a big hug. So remember, it's not necessary, because this class is about the shoulders. Continue to focus on the shoulders and then release the arms. So again, you're probably going to notice a difference from one side to the other. I certainly am. No heroics. Don't force anything. Don't push. Okay. So with the left arm under the right, the left leg will go over top, will be on top. So take your time. You're going to sit. I'm going to turn sideways. So you need to bend your legs a lot. Lifting the left leg over the right. Focus your gaze. And give your arms a good shake out. This is you're working every single joint of the body. So shake everything out. And now for our last shoulder strengthening, Vashisthasana and dolphin pose. Now, again, options, options, options. So we'll start with the harder of the two, which is Vashisthasana in plank position. We flip over onto the side. Now, you can make this easier, okay? You can make this easier by dropping the bottom knee and holding and lifting the shoulder up. So if you have a shoulder injury, for sure, you're going to drop your knee to the floor. If you're looking to strengthen your shoulders, separate your feet for balance. You can make a kickstand and lift your top arm up. Excellent. Come back into the center. Flipping over to the other side. Remember, you can drop your bottom knee. And if you're dropping your bottom knee, what you may want to do when you lift the arm up is to lift the leg up too. So then you're still doing quite a bit and keeping some strength. Great. And come back into child's pose proper. Bring your arms beside your body if you can, and release your forehead down. Now, some of us may not be able to, so fold your arms and create a pillow with your forearms. Child's pose proper is excellent for purging impurities, toxins, waste out of your abdominal organs and glands. And of course, this is activating the meridians of the pancreas, the spleen, the stomach, the liver. Okay. Final strengthening posture. Again, a choice. Dolphin pose, which we've done before, or a modified puppy pose. Now the difference between, and maybe I should show you from this direction. So in dolphin pose, we interlock our fingers, we bring that bottom baby finger in, and we place our elbows under our shoulders, and we lift our hips up, okay? And the head doesn't touch the floor. So that's one option, and you're gonna feel that's really strengthening and making the shoulders nice. Now the other option is to just have your forearms on the floor and come into a modified downward facing dog pose. But if you have shoulder injuries, I don't think you're going to do either one of those things. I would recommend that you simply do Sphinx pose, which has your elbows underneath your shoulders, and then you could try to curl the toes under and lift your body off the floor and see how that feels. That'll be a little less pressure on your shoulders. So those are your options. Modified downward facing dog or dolphin pose if you can. Interlocking the fingers, shoulders or elbows underneath the shoulders, and then lift your hips up. And let your head hang. To get a little more work into this, you walk your feet a little bit more forward, but don't do too much. And not too little. And breathe. One more breath. Excellent. Bring your knees to the floor. Come on to your backs, and we'll just stretch out our shoulders one more time. Hopefully this clock is on. Okay. Yeah. So come on onto your back. Bend your legs. Place the soles of your feet where your knees were. Arms are beside your body. Tilt your chin towards the center of your chest to lengthen your neck. Tuck your shoulder blades under your heart center. Press the small of your back into the floor. Peel your spine off the floor. Bring your arms underneath your body. Interlock your fingers. Bring your shoulders blades towards one another. So you're getting your shoulders way back. We've done this many times. Bridge pose with the added arms. Lower your torso onto your arms. Inhale, press the body up. Exhale, lower the body down. Last time, inhale, lifting up. Release your arms, and starting from the top of your spine, slowly bring your torso all the way back down onto your mats. Draw your knees up into your chest and either rocking from side to side or making circles, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, release your legs straight out in front. Bring your heels together, let your feet splay out. Arms beside your body with your palms facing up in the open and receiving position. Once again, tuck those shoulder blades under your heart. Tilt your chin towards the center of your chest. Close your eyes. Separate the biting surfaces of the teeth. Relax the jaw. And let your body be soft and heavy. That was a good workout. So just stay there for a moment, allowing the benefits of your performance to be integrated. Breathing, letting your body gather the energy. Do a quick body scan, starting at the top of your head, noticing any holding, any tension, breathe into it. Check in with your neck, your shoulders, arms, hands and fingers, upper back, lower back, letting go, buttocks, thighs, calves, feet. This quote is from a book entitled The Scars of Evolution. Our distant ancestors departed from this time-honored mode of locomotion, being quadrupedal, being on all four hands and feet, and converted themselves into walking towers with a high center of gravity and a narrow base. Nature should still be displaying the sign, quote, "Reconstruction in progress. The management regrets any inconvenience that may be caused," unquote. So, of course, evolution, or with our technological devices, maybe there's a devolution going on. I couldn't find the picture, but the way we sit now is starting to look like the monkeys that we were. And it's not a pretty look. So if we can all just once in a while, more often than you have been, paying attention to your daily posture. Once you become aware and create the habit, you'll barely have to think of it again. It will just become de rigueur, normal. And your body, your energy levels, and your appearance will all improve just by being aware of that string that's holding your head straight up, keeping your ears centered over your shoulders. So when you're ready, roll over onto your sides. If you wish, you can take a moment using your lower arm as a pillow, lying in the semi-fetal position, and when you're ready, and there's no hurry, to use your top hand to press yourself back up into a seated position. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.